You again on a Sunday beautiful afternoon, and in Canada, Vancouver here, BC. Uh, Actually, today is a very nice day. It's a warm day in the 80s, 85 outside, but I heard it's going to drop down to next week's going to drop down to 60, so it's going to be cold. So I hope everybody is enjoying your late Sunday afternoon. And for me, I'm just trying to be consistent, trying to put a video out every Sunday. Hello. It's pretty amazing. I can wear a t-shirt today, and wear a short or something like that. So it's nice. The weather is really sunny outside. And today my friend is here um, helping me fix the swimming pool, because the swimming pool hasn't been in use. So it's time to get the pool going again. I changed the tank, filter tank, and a lot of sand. Now he has to put sodium. Yeah, it's hot. Oh, 90 degrees out. Oh, great. That's awesome. So, how are you doing, Chad? Hope you're having a good time. Good Sunday. I'm trying to be consistent, as usual. So, this video won't be too long, but I'm just going to tell you what the hell is going on in mainland China. Mainland China, the government doesn't really inform you what exactly is going on yeah, stay out of the heat. Yeah, don't get a sunstroke or anything. So China is so weird. My friend is just telling me suddenly, in Huaqiang Bay, Shenzhen, they are just gating the whole Huaqiang Bay. So now the Shenzhen Electronic City, they just gated it like a walled city. So there's no entry. And the weird thing is, they don't tell anybody what's going on, and the people having businesses there, you can't run the business because it's just gated off. So they just put white aluminum fences all around it, and they have heaps of people, the security or whatever, to build these walls to just seal off the area. Usually they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's a COVID problem," but now we don't know what the problem is. And till now, I'm trying to contact my friend. They're pretty early now, like 7 o'clock in the morning, but it still seems to be, out of bounds. And they're kind of pissed because they're doing business there, and there's already no tourists going on there, and now they just completely blocked off the Huaqiang Bay, the electronic city, which is really bad. And another thing in Shenzhen, what's happening there? I'm sure you guys heard of Bank of China, right? So everybody is trying to withdraw some cash in the Bank of China, but the thing is they can't get any money out. The ATM machines, they're even having difficult to get 1,000 RMB out. So that's about $150 US, and they might have half a million in the bank or whatever, but Bank of China is one of the largest banks in China. It's state owned, and now they can't get the money out, and that's very, very worrying. And for me, luckily, I got most of my money out mainland last year. So the money for me, I don't have much money in mainland China, which is fortunate because you never know what's happening there. And I hate to talk bad about mainland China and all that, but I know what I'm trying to tell you guys is just the truth, nothing but the truth. And you see all these will be posted on WeChat and on the blogs, and all that. But very quickly, it's going to be deleted. So people monitor these videos, but by the time they delete it, they already passed it on to the Western world. So we guys get to see what's actually going on. And in Guangzhou, a lot of places in Guangzhou are flooded. But the main thing is when the cities, when the dams are really full, and there's big storms, lots of rain going down, they have a choice of releasing the water from the dam, right? But the sad thing is, firstly, they won't tell you they're going to release the water from the dam. Okay, it's going to be just like an internal memo, which is sad. So all the officials will know what the hell's going on. So you peasants out there won't probably know what's going on. And another thing is, if you live in a big city, you'll probably be more safe. So if you're living in a farmland or some place insignificant, most likely that place will be flooded. So they actually choose cities to be flooded. Okay, I don't know. Do you guys know this? But like now, just the third tier cities are pretty much flooded up to the ceiling. You know, on the retail stores, it's flooded up to the ceiling right now as we talk, because the rain has been really bad and a lot of people are trying to survive and not get washed away from the floods. But usually, you guys notice if you see these floods, usually it will happen in these small three-tier cities first, and the chances of happening in a major city is pretty low. So talking about how they prioritize the flooding. So that's one of the things you got to be careful, like living in a small rural area or something like that. Because most likely, if anything happens, it's going to be underwater. And I've been seeing the news lately. There's a lot of tornadoes. So in the Midwest, in Oklahoma, you would always it's going to be sunny, 90 degrees out there, and suddenly you hear the sirens go on, and it'll be like pitch dark, and it'll drop down like 50 degrees, and then all hell breaks loose, right, in the Midwest. And this is happening in mainland China. So you see these big tornadoes going on and just sucking up buildings, especially those tin buildings. They suck up really easily. And I don't think in mainland China they are really up to par on the radars on tornadoes, which, because they're not really experienced to it. But in Oklahoma, they have a big Doppler radar that can at least predict where the tornadoes are going to be and everything. So in my old college, Oklahoma University, the observatory is one of the biggest observatories in North America. And people do, if they want to be a meteorologist, or like if they want to study the weather, they would go to Oklahoma University to study because they have all the latest equipment there, and you can learn a lot from there. Studying tornadoes, weather patterns, and everything like that. Hey Jesse, how are you doing? Jesse is my moderator. Take cares of me. He's always around, which you are, right? Jesse, you're always here to help me out, and I really do appreciate it. Jesse's, I think you're from the East Coast, right? Um, yeah, you're a paramedic or something, right? You help people who needs help and all that, and he knows a lot about the PPE and all these things to stay out of COVID, right? Unfortunately, I've caught a little bit of cold, and I got some Nyquil with me, so I took some Nyquil, and I tested for COVID, of course. So luckily, I don't have COVID because I'm gonna head to Hong Kong soon, and if I have COVID, if I test positive for COVID, my whole trip's gonna be canceled, which is gonna be a sucky deal. So let's go back to the disasters in China. So these couple of days is the banking you're talking about in mainland China. The Bank of China, the money can't come out because and people are lining up. So in the morning, I think it's something to do with they're sealing off Shenzhen, the electronic city, because that area there's a lot of people waking up at 6 o'clock trying to withdraw money from the bank, and which they have no luck, which is sad. So before this happening, a few weeks ago, it's already happening in northern parts of China, and it's a big deal in the Agriculture Bank of China, and that is a big bank too. And people are saying like, I have 200K in the bank. I just want to withdraw $1,000. I can't get $1,000 out of it. So this is really bad. So I think the real reason this thing is really happening is people. I think the bank actually has money in it, but the thing is, the corrupt people who works in the bank, they use this money unauthorized, and they take this money out of the bank, and they invest on other things. So a big Chinese developer has gone belly up. So most likely these banks, the people with ruling power, the high level people have took that money from the bank and invested in this construction company. So now the construction company has gone bust. The money is gone. But even though the government does subsidize to help these banks out, the people took this money, they never returned it back to the bank. So now this is a big cycle that's happening after all the investment banking, you know, sectors, they put in the money to invest in it and it's gone bust. So nothing is, oh, excuse me. So nothing is, going good now. This is really sad. So basically, they're limiting people severely in taking the money. And I heard some people, they had like millions in the bank, and they found out that it's all gone or the funds are not available. So this is hitting, China. And unfortunately, the Chinese government won't admit anything, won't admit anything. So that is a sad thing too. But since I've been living in North America, I feel that lots of things, like when you guys go to Walmart or you buy stuff, a lot of items are not made in China anymore. Have you guys noticed that? It's like made in Vietnam, made in Cambodia, Bangladesh, made in other countries beside of China. And when one factory closes down, there's thousands of workers that are out of a job, which is sad, because I don't think there's much unemployment insurance going on in mainland China. And these workers from the factory, they come from small village towns, which is sad. Yeah, and then you see now people just go on Douyin, so that's the Chinese version of TikTok, and you would see them trying to, left in these small factories trying to make a living, make ends meet, which is sad. So sometimes I try to take a look at the Douyin, the Chinese version of the TikTok. So hopefully you can see what's going on with them, because usually these TikToks are live and you would see what's going on live. So if they want to broadcast anything, you would they can't cut out so early, So see now the people here, like they have a fish for the fish market, and this is live. So you can see it's diversifying. So you see this girl, this is live, so they chopping, doing the fish and all that. And so you can talk to her and, give her some coins or whatever to support her. I don't think you'll see this in the North American version of the TikTok, right? So this is basically, you see a lot of these, and you see factory workers and all that here. And here you would see also a lot of Russian, a lot of Russian girls. And this one, see this guy's he's a Chinese, but he's at the border. So where are we? I'm just moving too quickly. I just wanted to show you these guys. So I just see, here's the flooding. You can see what's going on. So this is the TikTok, you see. So these are happening right now. People getting stuck and just drift away here. So you can see a lot of things. Just be patient with me. I show you some of these TikToks, and it's very interesting, See, this is live, and you see people doing these crazy acrobatics, and it's live. You can see the little red thing here, and it says it's live, and you can join them in a chat room, and hopefully they will make some coins. So and these guys, if they're really famous, they can make millions, millions of dollars, which is pretty amazing. And that's how you can find out, lots of things here, See, and this girl like making noodles. fresh, McNoodles, and they'll show you everything. So I'm sure you guys are finding this TikTok Chinese version is quite different to the North American TikToks. So which is interesting. And this one guy I follow, he's a he's a Russian descent, but in they've been China for such a long time, and they recognize themselves as mainland Chinese. And they can't even speak Russian anymore. They can only speak Mandarin, or the local language. See, this one is pretty cool. So this is a place, you see this girl, and they open beer for you like that. You see. I'm sure you guys would like to have a beer opener like that. And this girl I follow too, she's crazy. She's an Olympian, and she does weights, and she trains every day. And when she goes on live, you chat with her in the chat room and everything, which is pretty interesting. And so this is pretty much the TikTok. And the Prime Minister of Thailand, these guys are ousted from Thailand. So now they have a TikTok channel on mainland China, and they're living in mainland China, their whole family. But you don't see them in Western media anymore, which can be very interesting. And durian, I don't know, have you guys tried durian? And she's opening a durian with her bare hands, and those things are so sharp it'll just cut you. And look at that, supposed to eat that. That's really gross. I'm not a durian fan. But for them, it's like a luxury eating durian. They're so happy. So it's not my cup of tea. So there's lots, and I've been cutting my son's haircut and my cousin's. So I've been watching the TikTok here, Chinese TikTok. So they teach you how to cut hair. See? So it's pretty educational too. You can see a lot of things here. And I'll show you this before I stop showing you. There's a Russian guy that I was talking about, and he's pretty cool. But when you want to look for, and here it's different. Like, see these girls? This is in Africa, so the Chinese are moving over to Africa, and they find a young African girl, and they teach them how to make a Chinese food, teach them how to speak Mandarin. Daijahao is teach them how to speak. So this is pretty interesting too. Lots of different things. I can't find this Russian guy. See, oh, here he is. Here, turn up the volume a little bit. And he's really, you see, he's doesn't look any Chinese to you. So in the northern parts at the border of mainland China and Russia, there's a lot of Russians that came over to China many years ago. So they consider themselves as Chinese. Yeah, so this guy and their families, they are usually a farmer here. So it's a big thing.
来边疆了，来表弟这个村了，俄罗斯族次文化推广院。
So they're wearing the Russian traditional clothing.
过哪儿？表弟。耶那个。耶那个，耶那个，啊，你聊吧，好了说。好了说，好了说。跳跳，最近吧，这个边疆这有几个活动会经常来参加来玩玩的。 表弟家真是热闹。
So this is kind of sometime of a Russian festival in mainland China, and so they will just come and celebrate, you know. And that's his farm in mainland China. So that's his farm.
就是这个杏包有草芽子了，杏包有草芽子，这个干一干，抓紧，一烫，行，挺好，真不错。可以说。
So he's pretty happy with his farm, you know, in northern China. So this is Heilongjiang in mainland China, which is pretty interesting. And I've been sucked into this, you know. He's selling this thing on your windows, and then when you polish this on it, no water should stain. But actually, I was suckered to it, and it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work as like how they do it. So they polish this, and then and the water doesn't, you know, when they pour water, you can see that square, you see, but it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't really work. So I was kind of suckered to that. So that's and you see these guys dancing, so you learn your dance moves. So these are the dancing on Chinese TikTok. So anyway, I wanted just to show you what's happening with these Chinese TikToks. But you know, me and my friends, we're talking about, you know, Chinese history and all that. You know, always the Chinese are suffering, you know, from the government and all that, even, you know, for hundreds, thousands of years. So even now we can see in mainland China, people are suffering from the floods, suffering from financially from the COVID, and the worst pandemic thing, the worst economic disaster was shutting down Shanghai. The thing is, they say, oh, you know, Shanghai is such a prosperous city. How can we shut it down? You know, they're trying to fight. And so they just shut it down, the northern part. So when they shut down the northern part, the citizens knew they're going to shut down the southern part of the city, right? So all the southern part went to Guangzhou. So when they shut down the whole Shanghai, half the people already left Shanghai. So which was pretty useless. And think about all the economic damages that happened in Shanghai. So that is really bad, you know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jesse, for showing all my Facebook, Instagram. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Go there and hit a like if you can, and appreciate it. And my followers, you know, follow me, subscribe, give me a like, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, so unfortunately nowadays it's just sad to see the Chinese citizens in mainland China they call me and they say, oh, you know, I really don't want to talk about this, but it's just in their mind and they feeling really depressed. And you might see some articles that some Chinese people are trying to leave mainland China, and they'll find some excuse, and when, you know, some excuse, it can be valid or not valid, and they'll just rip up the Chinese passport in front of you. So you don't have a passport anymore. And this is true story, okay? So it's not Chinese hate or anything like that, but it's a fact that they don't want their citizens leaving China. So they just rip off the passport, you know, from themselves. So no, the customs will just rip them up, and so you're going nowhere. And money wise now, it's if you do a deposit or withdraw over $50,000, you have to report it. So $50,000 is about 9,000 US. So any transactions higher than that, you have to report it, and it's subject for reporting. Like they have the right to ask you where that money came from, where's the source, what they're going to use it for, and all that. So they're really tightening this up. Another thing is the electronic currency. I don't know, have you guys heard of electronic currency before? But I think when your money becomes electronic, the government can 100% full control of your money. So as I said before in my other videos, Chinese, when the RMB you make in mainland China, you cannot take out to the Western world or take it out of mainland China. So that's a big problem. So now even they're trying to change these to electronic money, so it'd be pretty much impossible to even move it out. Like if you have take 9,000 US out, even from a regular bank, you have to report anything. So I'm sure you guys in North America have seen all these mainland Chinese with Rolls Royce, with big mansions, with like spending money. There's no like tomorrow, but I think this is going to, you would see this stop pretty soon because all this money is gone. And this morning I've been seeing a lot of corruption still going on. Um, what I feel that Xi Jinping has done a good job prosecuting all the corruption, and everybody was for it. So all the corrupt government officials and all that, he would get them, put them in jail, take all the money. But the thing is, I don't think they really tell you is that they're taking out the people from the old regime. So from all the people from the old regime, they are prosecuting all those people. But the guys in this current regime, I think they're going away scot-free. And this morning they were talking about 2 months ago, this lady, okay, old lady in the parking lot. So usually in mainland China, when you live in an apartment, all the parking spaces you don't own. So you don't own any parking spaces at all. So what you see is when you see any parking spot, usually you can just park anywhere you like by any people. And but this guy was an official, you know, taking favors from these construction companies and developers, and they said, okay, we give you this parking spot, but for the law, you're not allowed to hold this parking spot for yourself because all parking spots are supposed to be public. And she says, it's for my Bentley. This spot is for me, but the tenants are saying there's no private parking spot. So it was really bad. So what they did is, she said, I have a Bentley. And those other people said, so what if a Bentley? And she says, do you know who I am? I have 50 Bentleys. So they paraded like 3 or 4 Bentleys in front of them. Look, there's all the Bentleys. Do you know who's my husband? You don't know him. I can do whatever I want. So this is happening every day now in mainland China. We're just so used to this kind of thing. So the thing that really got them is all was on video. So they put it all on WeChat, on the TikTok, Chinese TikTok, and it went on live or something like that. And so the netizens trying to find out what the hell is going on. So we've found out now that this guy is a government official, and his official salary from the Chinese government is about 50,000 US a year. So if you have $50,000 a year, how the hell can you buy 50 Bentleys, right? And he's got a ton of cash, and the wife is just thinking, I'm the queen. So obviously this guy lost his job, lost all the privileges, and so the communist government, they can't shield him anymore because they're on the same regime. But the net citizens, there's so many, millions of people, they will get, like, this will circulate within a few days, will circulate like 10 million shares. So it's just too big to cover up anymore. And these guys got busted, and they have to send him to jail, strip him of all the rights and all that, confiscate all his apartments, everything. And his apartment is so expensive, it's a multi-million-dollar US apartment, which is crazy. Another thing is, I watched this morning is the Chinese gangs. So the Chinese gangs, like, they can do whatever they want. So there are 2 girls eating in a barbecue house or something like that, and these thugs just say, hey, just put their arms on this girl's shoulder, say, hey, I like you, come out with me, blah 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 blah. But the thing is, she refused. She said, who the hell are you? I don't like you, I don't know you. And they got in the gang and just beat the crap out of them. And another two girls trying to help these 2 girls pull them out. And the rumor is that the 2 girls have died from the injuries, and the other 2 are seriously injured at the ICU. But the thing is, these people are shielded by the government, so they just pretend, nothing's gonna happen. So this place is in Tianning. I'm sure you guys can look it up in Tianning. So they paraded all the police. They like have 1,000 police units, police marching, security marching, and they have a sign: if you have any problem, call 911. We are here to help and serve you. But that was just a show, like thousands of police cars. So the central government stepped into it, and they got another province police to monitor them. So they were directly in charge. So all the Tianning police station was they had to listen to orders from the neighboring the city police. So they can't play any more games or anything like that. So this is the gangs, the gangs like the mafia is a big problem because the police take a lot of bribes from them and they do a lot of illegal activities. And the reason it's been shielded because all this media they're trying to cut out. So thanks to the Chinese TikTok and the other media outlets, they do it live. So by the time they trying to delete it, it's already gone way out. The situation. Everything is already, that's already gone. So I'm reading some of your comments. Hi Bong, how are you doing? Yeah, same as in the Russians. The Russian had a lot of they can basically do what they want and all that. And in the Chinese TikTok, there's still a lot of Russians on Chinese TikTok, and it's pretty popular. But here in the Western world, you would see you can't get vodka anymore. You can't get any Russian products. They're all banned and stuff like that, which is pretty sad. Um, but in mainland China, you don't see much ban anymore. Any ban in Russia or anything. No embargo. So what they are doing now in mainland China, they are taking advantage of the oil. So the North America isn't buying their oil, you know, the crude oil. So mainland China is buying all the crude oil for cheap prices. So they're really happy. They got all this. So that's one of the another sad thing. That's happening in the world, and you guys paying for all these crazy oil prices. It's just outrageous. I've been in Canada here. A third of the prices are taxed. So as I said before, it's about $10 a gallon in Canada. So that really sucks. So that's how it that's how the life is here. So which really sucks. And the thing is, I don't really want to talk about it. Yeah, to those carbon tax. There's so many of these taxes they coming out, and the people are basically suffering a lot, which is pretty sad. And there's so many taxes now, even owning a house. So if I sell this house that I'm staying right now, I'll probably just rent a house. You pay a lot less taxes. You don't have to worry about a lot of things. You don't have to worry about not paying tax because there's so much. The tax laws are so complicated. You don't know what's going on, so which can be disastrous. So basically, these are happening now. And another thing is, from Ukraine and from Russia, there are empty house taxes. Yeah, I have a hydrogen car. So the hydrogen car cost me about $30 for a full tank US. So I'm doing okay with that. But the only thing that you're only stuck in Vancouver or California because there's hardly any other stations that you can go to because there's no refilling station. The infrastructure really sucks. But I think they haven't suckered you guys into it, so the prices are still cheap. So if everybody start using hydrogen, it's going to be really high, right? Because they got you already. So I think that's how it works. But I have a Tesla. You guys probably know Tesla compared to hydrogen. the Tesla is pretty. You just have to be really careful with the batteries. You know, you can't let it sit like I'm here for such a long time. And the car, you know, you have to make sure the batteries are charged. And if the batteries go dead, it's probably a total loss for your car. And you know, the tires, if you use them frequently, electric cars, you have to change the tires pretty quick because it's so heavy. You know, those lithium ion batteries are really heavy. So that's not good. And for the hydrogen, I mean, the car is really light compared to an electric car, and it's light, and you feel light in the car. And the thing is, there's only two tanks in the car, and the tanks are pretty light. They're like made of aluminum or steel, wrapped with and forced with fiberglass, so which is pretty strong, you know. So I think, yeah, electric cars just when they break down, it's gonna be a mess. Like my Tesla, uh, you know, it's supposed to be really good and the workmanship and blah 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 everything. But you know, I haven't told you guys, but I have my fair share of problems with the thing. You know, they changed the dash. It's a screen. They changed the screen. The middle screen, the big thing, the big screen. They changed that too. The computer. They changed the computer. The all retractable handles. They changed all the motors. So these broke down after the warranty went out. Okay, so it cost me a few $1,000, like about 5-6 grand for all the repair. And thank God it's not the batteries, because when the battery goes, you know, you're pretty much done. You know, so if you have a regular car, I'm happy for you, because also all you do is just fill up with gas. And but the most important thing for a regular car, just make sure you fill it with synthetic oil. Don't put just cheap oil on it in it, because you know, uh, it just makes a big difference putting synthetic. Because a lot of my friends, my partners in Hong Kong, and it's so 100-degree weather, always traffic jam, and a lot of engines, the gaskets blow out because of the cheap oil, and there's no way no way they will hold up, and the gaskets will blow, and they end up with a burned engine. Yeah. So basically, yeah. Thank you, Supermanville. Thank you guys for joining me. I just want to keep consistent with you guys because you guys are awesome. Always love to talk to you. But this time I just, you know, I try to avoid talking about China and all that, but it's just sometimes, you know, I'm not saying the communist government is bad or good, but they have their ways of doing it. But I just see my friends suffering, you know, suddenly the city's been just blocked off, passport being ripped out, the places are underwater. Is that just small villages? Is that big cities? So everything, they have the choice in doing this. And the thing is, when they have the choices, it'd be nice if they tell you, right? They'd say, "Oh, we're gonna let the dam out," or something like that. Let the citizens know. Don't do it in the middle of the night. They like doing it like 3, 4 in the morning, and suddenly your bed floats away downstream, which is, you know, that's really bad. You know, you don't deserve this kind of thing, and all their crops and all that has gone to hell, and you would, you know, just totally, you know, just a total disaster. So anyways, I'm gonna end for now, and you know, I hope, yeah, Hong Kong Bong, your message is Hong Kong drive is not healthy. Yeah, you just sit in the car jamming every day, and and all you do is just turn the AC on. You need the AC or you sweat to death. Yeah, thank you very much, Jess. I appreciate you sending out the links. And you guys, I hope you can come to my Facebook and follow me. I had a little, yeah, it will wear out. Check out my Facebook. I did a little video on live on my son's graduation. So he had a good time, but he's going to move on to another university on the East Coast, and hope it's going to be good. So you guys have a great Sunday, the rest of the Sunday. Hope you guys are ready for work on Monday. And again, thank you very much for watching, and stay peace, stay healthy, and drop me a like and subscribe. Bye bye.